3.6, Mathematics of Finance. Guess that means we're about ready for a quiz.
How do we already get through these sections? It's the first week back.
Because y'all told me you would just do the work at home.
That's right. Take it.
I was like,
Say no. Exactly.
I was like, okay.
Well, don't you guys want to get done quickly?
Yes.
All right, something that I'm going to note because I don't know if it would have been in the notes or not. These problems deal with money.
This was to round out 2 decimal points.
Always.
Good lord. Points, places.
So
I remember that because I did it this morning.
always
Yeah.
2 decimal places. Was that the video where I kept saying money, money, money?
Gotta be honest,
I don't know. I skipped through.
That's fine. I was just asking because when I taught this section to like Joelle's class, we would be doing it and I would be like money, money, money.
Then yes. Because I could hear Joelle.
all the time.
money.
All I know is that
Because they would like give me the answer and then they would give me like 1 decimal place or because like it would be like something 0.4 or whatever and I would be like money, money, money and then they would be like 0.
all I know is that when you said like compounded monthly, someone said 3 instead of 12.
All right, find the amount A accumulated after investing a principal P for T years at an interest rate R compounded annually. So they give us P is 3,200, R is 8%, and T is 4. So R needs to be given as a decimal, or like we need it as a decimal. So what would that be as a decimal?
108. I was on the money.
Okay.
That sounds so weird right there. I like got stuck.
All right, so this formula is going to be A is equal to P times 1 plus R raised to the T. So we're just trying to find A. So this is going to be equal to 3,200 times 1 plus 0.08 raised to the 4th. Does that mean y'all are only playing with 7 tonight?
What?
Does that mean y'all are only playing with 7 tonight?
Wait, you guys have anything?
Yeah, except for me to quit.
So do you just want us to like tell you what that is? Or 353.56.
And don't forget the dollar sign because it's money, money, money.
Wait, calling for a touch of money.
I'll take your money. Give me your money.
Some of these refs are getting paid extra money.
I can hold on to
Yeah.
the money for you. I might give some extra back.
Not give extra.
Might be compounded.
Doubtful. All right, 4. P is 15,500. R is 9.5%, and T is 12. So how do I need to rewrite R?
0.095.
Can y'all hear my headband?
You're what?
Yes. Now that you say it, yes.
Beautiful.
I was like, I can't go anywhere quietly. Like this morning, Miss Patton like walked by my door, and but I didn't know that's because obviously I couldn't see her because I was standing over here, and I was like, so I don't get squawked at. And about the time I said that, Nathan and Josh were like, she's walking by your door, and then I was like, oh. So then I was like,
Exactly, trying not to.
and then I was like, you can literally hear my headband.
So there's no point.
I was like, okay, well.
Just take the squawking.
Yeah.
I didn't get squawked at though.
Oh.
So that was good. All right, so plugging it in, I'm not going to write the formula again, but it's up there, you know. So 15,500 times 1 plus 0.095 raised to the 12.
Or 6057.58.
If it makes you feel any better, I can't walk quietly either with these shoes.
Well, it wasn't my shoes, it was the headband.
Right, but I mean, different things but same
Or
result.
should be stuck together. I have one that has jingle bells on it.
I have ones with hearts on them. I had to figure out where they are for Valentine's Day, because that's what my class officers had for Valentine's Day. Okay, so these ones were compounded annually, so we didn't have to, like, raise it to another, like, power or whatever. These next ones, everything's the same except for we now have it's compounded k times per year, and it tells you what k is. So we've got P is 3,500, R is 5%, T is 10, and K, which is the number of times it's compounded, is 4. So R is 0.05. So the formula for this one is A is equal to P times 1 plus, since we have K times per year, we've got to do R over K, raised to the KT. So this is going to be 3,500 times 1 plus 0.05 divided by 4 raised to the 4 times 10. Now, if you want to write that as like 40 instead of writing the 4 times 10 when you're doing it, that's fine. I'm just going to write out each little piece because obviously that's what's happening. All right, P is 25,300. R is 4.5%. T is 25, and K is 12. So R is 0.045, and then we just plug everything in. So we get 25,300 times 1 plus 0.045 over 12 times, or sorry, raised to the 12 times 25. All right, next one, say find the amount A accumulated after investing a principal for T years at an interest rate R compounded continuously. So we have a different formula for compounded continuously. So 10, we've got P is equal to 3350. R is 6.2%. T is 8. Now, compounded continuously, A equals PE to the RT. Something is PERT. That's what my mom always called it.
I did hear that part of the video. I will say.
You heard the funny parts.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got 3350 E, and I think you know this, but that E is just like the E button on the calculator. It's not anything crazy. Raised to the 0.062 times 8. And also, you don't have to like write the decimal for R unless you just want to out like I've been writing it below it or whatever. You don't have to do that. It's just I do it sometimes just for the visual, so I make sure I plug in the right thing.
Where's the E button?
Above Ellen.
Division. Oh.
Huh?
Oh. I pressed the regular E button. Not the E to
Like
the
the
X.
letter.
Well, if you do the E to the X, it'll just be set for you to go ahead and plug stuff in.
I just did the E, and then I did the...
I thought you
Arrow
meant
E.
like alpha E, and I was like, that's not gonna work.
Not unless I saved E as E.
5501.17.
All right, that one's easy enough. Do we need to do a second one, or are we okay? Okay.
I mean,
All right.
I wouldn't mind extra practice.
I do. Let's be honest.
All right.
Extra practice.
Future value. So these ones, the formulas get a little dicey. There's a lot going on. So, find the future value accumulated in an annuity after investing periodic payments R for T years at an annual interest rate. I guess that says R, it's under a sticky note. With payments made and interest credited K times per year.
What?
All right. Bless you. I think my favorite sneeze ever was when Jake sneezed one time and he was like, sneeze! Like he actually screamed sneeze as he sneezed. It was so funny.
That's her mom. So yeah.
I was cracking up. I was like, what was that? He was like, I don't know. I was like, it's not a chew or just a normal sneeze. It was
bless you.
sneeze. And it was really loud.
Some people just say, ah.
I just sound like a mouse.
William, when he sneezes, the whole room will be silent.
And he'll scream.
Like a, ah, and he'll wind it up.
And it'll
We all
start
like-
leaning back and he goes,
That's
everyone,
It's like a baby that's gotten hurt or something, and they're
and they're about
they,
to start crying.
they start crying, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm like, oh, it's coming, it's coming. The longer they hold their breath, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a good one. That happened to my little cousin when we were at Christmas. He ran into the corner of an end table or something, and he was you could tell it really hurt. It wasn't one of those oh my goodness, are you okay? And then he started crying to
was
put on a show. It was legit.
Yeah.
So he started crying, and then he was and you could see his little lip quivering, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a real good one.
It's about to go down.
Yeah.
Make it cover.
Sometimes
Getting
when
crazy.
I use it, just I can hold it in and keep it quiet. Other
I
times,
thought you were gonna talk about a baby.
well, other times my sneezes, they just come out like an elephant.
What?
I'm gonna need you to sneeze in class one day.
Well, this probably
Just gotta make sure I hold it in and fail.
By the end of the year, we need to hear
Oh my goodness.
I yell when I
Life goals. Hear Josh sneeze like an elephant.
I yell when I sneeze, but then after I go, like I'm just disappointed.
Oh, the other day
I do that sometimes too, or I'll sneeze and I'll hold my breath, so I'll be I'll sneeze and I'll be and Kenny's like, what was that for? Or I'll be like, ah, chew. I'll finish it.
I yelling when I walk.
He's like, why do you say a chew when you sneeze? I was like, it just happens. I don't know.
I yell when I yawn because my mom does it and I make fun of her. So I'll start screaming.
You yell when you yawn.
I go,
My dad's the loudest yawner on planet Earth. We'll be in the car, and be like,
why? They go,
Oh my goodness.
My grandmother, she basically screams whenever she sneezes. And the other day, she had a quiet sneeze, and I was surprised that she could actually sneeze quietly. It's that was the quietest sneeze I've ever heard.
Someone also once told me that, do you know why you close your eyes when you sneeze?
because if you don't, they'll pop out. It's freaky. And I'm not trying to find out if that's a myth or not.
Yeah. Me either.
I'm not trying to be the person thinking about
Maybe.
it.
But then I was really conscious about it for a while, and I would be like,
Because you can see it's up to this might be exaggeration. I want to say it's 40 miles an hour. It comes out
wouldn't
pretty
surprise me.
Yeah, it comes out pretty fast.
All right, this is the formula. I'm sure you had it, but it's always a good refresher. I is equal to R over K. N is equal to T times K, for the sake of just what we're plugging in. So sometimes people like to find, because these ones get a little dicey when they get plugged into the calculator. If you don't plug it in correctly, you won't get the right answer. So when we do these, I'm going to have you all plug them in to make sure that you can actually get the right answer.
Okay.
Works for me.
Okay, so future value is equal to 300 times. Now, I would probably put that on top when you put it in your calculator, because otherwise it could get lost in the shuffle with how things actually work. But it's also got to be 300 times all of this stuff on top. It's not just 300 times the first thing, so maybe put it in parentheses, put the stuff on top in parentheses. I don't know. However you need to do it to get the right answer.
Is it okay to throw it out front?
You can. I mean, that's what the way the formula is written. I'm just saying make sure if you do that, or do all of this stuff that's here first. That might be the better way to do it, is to do...
put 300 out there and then put the rest of it in parentheses?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you type it in, if you use the fraction thing, you can type 300, then type the fraction, that fraction bar, and type everything in, and that will also work.
Yeah,
So.
that's probably what I'm going to do.
1 plus 0.06 over 4 raised to the 12 times 4 minus 1, so that's all the top there, divided by 0.06 over 4. And remember, it's alpha y equals is what gives you the fraction if you're...
That's the one thing I remember. Every other thing I'm going to ask about.
If something goes wrong, it's not my fault, it's the calculator. Okay, I have answered. That makes me happy. Seems reasonable enough. What about you, Virginia?
I was writing down alpha y equals
Precalculus worksheet.
You got it now?
Wait. Hold on.
Fine, I'll wait.
Oh, wait, I'm not typing all this in, but
I guess I'll let you guys give the answer.
You got this one.
okay.
Okay. Who got
Wait,
it?
we shall say it at one time.
Okay, ready?
Wait, how are we saying it?
So
We're
like
just saying
after I say
straight
3, then start
Just-
saying the number. Ready?
Wait, so say like the numbers
Yes.
individually?
Yes. Ready?
Like, what's the cadence?
Say the
Like,
numbers
it'll be like
individually.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
2,
0, 8, 6, 9, 5.
5, 7.
7.
I forgot.
I said the point.
Riley, you messed it up.
Bobby.
This was your idea and you still messed it up.
Hallelujah. Usually everyone doesn't get it, and it's really,
Look at this.
it's a struggle.
We're just different.
But yes, if you type it in that way, you will be fine.
Okay.
Or however you did it, obviously that worked. So whatever you did. But I'm just saying,
I did everything individual.
I don't know what all those other people
That's
did,
fine,
but
too.
really,
Would have been really embarrassing if one of us didn't get it.
Exactly. Start reading out random numbers like.
who would it be?
that's why I was like waiting. I was like, when y'all said you're going to all read it together, I was like, this could be interesting. Because usually I have somebody that has it wrong.
Well, Riley just so happens to say
I
it
just
wrong,
forgot
so.
the point.
Well, it's very
It would have
important.
been so good if we were so in sync.
It's very important.
You saw it run away.
I saw it.
I was like, oh, it decided it's
Whoa.
done. It just ran away from me. I don't know.
I was
Did you
scared.
scare it or something? Oh, that reminds me of playing tennis with my dad. Sometimes, if the ball doesn't go over the net, I'll just say, oh, I guess I scared it.
I still remember when I went to the tennis match that one time and your dad told you to hit it really hard. He like swung as hard as he could and it went straight past him.
I think my favorite thing from tennis was the ball machine when I was trying to get it to like launch them. Like, I wish it would do like one long, one short, but it won't. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just sit here and adjust the speed of it, because if you adjust the speed, like obviously it won't go as far, it'll go farther, whatever. So I was like, okay, so I'm sitting on the ground, trying not to get hit. So I'm holding my racket in front of my face, adjusting the dial, and I turned it up to launch it, and it launched outside of the fence, like into the greenery. I was like, those aren't our tennis balls. So I was like, we're gonna have to go get that.
Yeah.
It's like, oops.
I should have been like, who was there?
Where were y'all?
Where were you?
That was called out.
That's what I say when I'm blocking. Whenever someone, when I go to block and then they hit into the net, I was like, oh yeah, my block terrified them, so they just hit it straight down.
Yeah. All right. This is another future value problems. So this time we've got 610. And we've got 1 plus 0.065 over 12 raised to the 12 times 25 minus 1 divided by 0.065 over 12.
Yeah,
Don't mess
gotta
up,
give me
Riley.
this time. You gotta give me a second though, because I'm writing this down.
That's just what Riley does.
Also, if you did it all as one thing, if you just hit second and then entry, it'll bring it up again and you can just overwrite it. Also, do y'all know about the insert button? Because apparently I blew the kids in calculus' mind yesterday when I told them there was an insert button on the calculator.
I thought it was statistics because I was there.
Oh, maybe it was. I don't know. Those classes all run together because I have them like all day.
I mean, I don't use it. I don't even see it. But
It's above delete. But like if you ever have a number that you like you were trying to type like 150,022 and you left out like the 0 or something, you can hit second insert and just put the 0 in instead of having to delete it and put it
Are you
in.
for real?
Yeah.
I did not
That would
know
save so much time. That would
That's why they were like, what? They were like, I just would overwrite it. And I was like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Oh no, I did something wrong.
Alright, I think I'm good.
Oh, I did do something wrong.
I keep mixing up my 5s and my Ks. I don't know how.
Here, let's see.
You say you're mixing up 5s and Ks?
Yes, I wrote P equals 2K because then down here I messed it up and I wrote I equals R divided by 5 and then
I understand how I ended up with that. Okay, so the first time, I ended up with my answer being 0. Like exactly 0.
Wow.
Because
Interesting.
I had parentheses around the 0.065 over 12 on the top part, which is raised to 12 times 25.
Hi.
And then
I do. Okay, yeah, I'll let her know. We're almost done.
Bye.
I have stuff in the office. Mom texted me a couple hours ago.
We have like one more problem and then we'll be done if you want to go grab it.
well, yeah, I figured out where I went wrong.
Okay,
Okay.
ready?
It was just one parentheses.
Remember the point, right?
Okay, I
Yeah,
will.
Riley.
Okay.
1, 2, 3,
7,
4,
7.
5.
Virginia! Well, I'm gonna say me and Josh are right on this one.
Okay, keep going.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 0.28.
Jinx.
Virginia!
Knock on wood.
I don't know why I went wrong.
Where
did
did
I
you go
copy
next?
something wrong?
Yes. Of course you did.
Let's see.
I mean, that's how I ended up with 0.
Let me try this again.
We were doing so good.
I know, as soon as she read the first number, I was like, oh no.
7, 7.
So she said 7, we were like, both of us were like 4. I heard 7, and I didn't hear Josh's 4 yet, so I was a little concerned. But then I heard him saying the right numbers, so.
Yeah, Virginia said 7.
Okay, you know what?
But yeah, wanna see how I ended up with 0? Pass this along to Riley. See if you can spot the difference.
Spot the difference.
Mhm.
It was like a spot the difference book.
There's only one difference.
Why do you have your brightness so low?
Because I don't need it high, and also I don't want my calculator to die fast.
How am I getting this over and over
Let me see.
again?
Is it all just because you put too many parentheses?
Yeah.
You do it all individually?
Virginia, that's too much effort.
Okay, hold on. 1.
That's too tedious.
Half of my.
She thinks she's working smarter, not harder. She's just working harder and dumber. Do better, Virginia.
Raised
You can do it, I guess.
I guess.
I'm trying.
If you get it right, I'll give you something.
What?
This thing.
Did you figure it out?
I think the problem is she did everything individually.
I hit the clear button instead of the arrow.
Oh, so you missed the whole thing.
No, just now.
No,
I'm trying
like just
to.
now trying to redo
Oh.
it.
Dummy.
We'll figure it out later.
This is what I get. I don't know what I did to deserve this.
What is this Hana?
I think you should type it in like I have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
maybe.
smart.
6, 10 times.
Yeah, so it's a little faster to do it that way.
Yeah. It's faster.
When I say I looked over and she had the whole thing filled out with the individual multiplication and division and everything.
I thought you were smart, Virginia.
Well, hold on.
So if you didn't know you could insert, did you know you can delete a number on the calculator on your phone?
Yes, by swiping.
Yeah.
I did
know
see that.
I saw that.
A lot of people don't know that.
I only know that because I saw a video about it.
Same.
But it was pretty cool, and now I use that a lot. Because I usually type in the wrong number.
Did your calculator turn off or did it die? Oh good, it's not dead.
12.25.
Here you go. Here's hoping you get it right this time. Don't mess up.
Now I'm scared.
Or else. Let's just hope there's nothing too crazy on the exam, considering how long it's taking me to put this in.
It just takes a long time to type. It's gonna be wrong. I know it.
You know it, Fasha?
I know it for sure.
Well, then,
I got the same answer.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know why.
let me see. Give
I
me
think my
the calculator.
parentheses are wrong.
Virginia, you're putting it to the 12.25.
What's
Supposed to be raised to the 12
Times
25.
25.
Oh, I thought that said 12 points. That makes a lot more sense.
We're so close.
So close, it's so far.
Where
What did these little Santa toy do on my desk?
You
I
put
put
it
it
there.
While you were working on.
Oh.
Yeah, I was hoping you would get it
Figuring out
right
what was
so
wrong.
you could earn this.
All right.
You failed.
Find the present value of a loan with an annual interest rate R, periodic payments capital R, for a term of T years with payments made and interest charged 12 times per year. So that means it doesn't tell you this, but that means that K is 12. So formula for present value is capital R times 1 minus parentheses 1 plus I raised to the negative n divided by I. And then I and n are still the same things that they were before. So I is still little r over k, n is still k times t. So PV is equal to 1856.82 and then times 1 minus parentheses 1 plus 0.065 over 12 raised to the negative 12 times 30 divided by 0.065 over 12. See if we can get this one successfully correct.
Do you know how one writes two P's instead of PV?
What?
Like, I was going to write my answer, PV equals, but I put EP instead of PV.
I'm not too sure about this one, guys.
Oh, well, I got an answer.
I got A, and so I don't know if it's the right
At
one.
least it's not 0, right?
No!
Riley, what
You
did you
get
do?
zero?
Did it say error?
No,
You get clear.
I put error by accident because I.
You put error. What do you mean you put error?
Oh, okay.
Is that what it came out with?
What?
What?
I just found out a new trick with my calculator.
What?
I can re-enter the whole thing without having to type it, just by
Oh.
pressing the enter button.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay,
Didn't know.
I've got an answer.
Okay, I'm scared.
1, 2, 3.
2,
29376.9.01. Josh
Alright.
messed it up. Ow.
I'm sorry.
It was pencil.
That was one of those intrusive thoughts. It just like went. Is
Perfect.
It's so good.
that a B?
It's a P.
No, I thought you wrote a B at first, and then you deleted it.
I thought you meant like the buzzing bee. I was like, where? It's cold.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the problems at this point. 3, 5, 11, 15, and 17. I'm going to go ahead and tell you 19, but you won't really be able to do 19 yet. Well, I mean, yeah, anyways. 19 gives you the present value, and you are trying to find the big R. So you could do it if you know how to flip it, but I'll show you one on Monday. And then we'll do word problems for this section. So I would say probably Wednesday for a quiz. Probably where we're thinking. Or if y'all have a lot on Wednesday and you want to like do it on Thursday or something. Or is Tuesday is Tuesday Broadwater?
No, Monday.
Monday's Broadwater. Okay.
Is that a what? Yeah.
Ew.
Tell me why that was okay. But the good thing is the Arcadia game, which